Welcome to a place where hearts unwind, infinite threads that gently bind, love and compassion in every line. Together we rise through space and time.
Hey, welcome back to Infinite Threads. I'm your host, Bob. There's a strange thing we do with joy. We treat it like something that we have to earn. We've gone over this before. We don't do it in an obvious way and not something that we usually say out loud. But somewhere along the way, many of us start believing that joy comes after everything else is handled, after the problems are solved and after the tension is gone, after we've figured things out or fixed what's broken or made things right. And until then, we hold back. We stay measured, careful, responsible, as if letting ourselves feel good too soon might somehow be inappropriate or naive or even wrong. So we wait. And sometimes we wait a long time. There's always something else that needs attention, something unresolved, something uncertain, and something that doesn't sit quite right. And because of that, joy gets pushed just a little further down the road. Not denied completely anyway, but just delayed. Later, we tell ourselves, when things calm down, when I understand this better, when everything makes more sense. But life doesn't really work that way, guys. Because the truth is, there's almost never a moment when everything is settled. And I'm sure you know that. There's almost always something unfinished, something uncertain, or something that we wish were different. If joy depended on everything being resolved first, most of us would almost never feel it. And yet, we still do. Not always and not constantly, but in moments. Small ones. Unexpected ones. A laugh, that comes out of nowhere. A memory that warms you instead of weighing you down. A song that catches you just right. A conversation that feels easy, even if everything around it isn't. And those moments don't ask for permission. They don't check to see if your life is in perfect order. They just show up. Quietly, naturally, and honestly. And if we're not careful, we brush past them because they don't seem to match the circumstances. Because part of us says, this isn't the time. Guys, but think about it. What if it is? What if those moments aren't interruptions, but invitations instead? Not distractions from reality, but reminders of something deeper within it. There's a kind of wisdom in allowing joy when it appears. Not forcing it, not pretending everything is fine, but simply not pushing it away when it arrives. Letting it exist alongside everything else. Because joy doesn't mean nothing is wrong. It means something is still alive. Something inside you is still capable of responding to beauty, to connection, to light, even if only for a moment. And those moments matter more than we think. They aren't separate from the healing. They are part of it. They create space. They soften the edges of what we're carrying, and they remind us that we're not only defined by what's difficult, and maybe most importantly, they give us strength. Not the kind that looks dramatic or heroic, but the quiet kind that keeps us moving forward. I've said this for quite some time. Happiness comes in moments. It's the kind that makes the next step feel possible. The kind that says, even here, there's still something good. We don't need to wait for permission to feel that. We don't need to justify it or explain it. We don't need to earn it by suffering through first. Joy doesn't work like that, guys. It's not a reward for getting everything right in your life. It's a natural part of being alive, and it shows up when it shows up. It's not on your schedule. The only question is whether we allow it or whether we turn away from it, because it doesn't, whether we turn away from it because it doesn't fit the moment we think we're supposed to be having, There's a quiet kind of freedom in letting yourself feel joy without needing everything to be resolved first. In letting yourself laugh even when things are complicated. I do that a lot now. The absurdity. I laugh at that a lot. In letting yourself enjoy something small without questioning whether you deserve to. Because guess what? You do. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're here. Because you're still moving. Because you're still capable of feeling something beyond the weight. And there's a lot of weight, I know. That matters, guys. It matters. So if something today brings you even the smallest sense of lightness, don't hesitate. Don't overthink it either. Don't push it aside because it doesn't match everything else going on. Let it be what it is. Let it stay as long as it wants, because joy doesn't need permission. And sometimes, guys, it's exactly what carries you through. I love you guys so very, very much, and I take joy in that. I do. Y'all take it easy, and later, Gators. Bye. Oh, go out there and spread that, would you? I almost forgot that. Later, Gators. Bye.